We've got basketball action from New Orleans, Louisiana, home of the Pelicans, here on 2K Sports. I'd like to welcome you to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joining me, Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and courtside, Doris Burke. For the Pelicans, happy to be here in New Orleans right now in the midst of a homestand. This is a game they expect to win. They come into this matchup confident and ready to take care of business.
Well, Kevin, if they win...
Here's Holiday. 20 points for him last game against Philadelphia.
And he was just lurking defensively in that game, Kevin. 4 steals during that ball game.
Evans outside. Gordon goes in. Clock at 6. Holiday gets the bucket. Holiday's got his second bucket of the night.
Heads up, aggressive play right there. He saw the smaller man on him, took it straight to the basket.
Boomer, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Ball. Fourth, Anthony Davis.
You know, it's one thing to be able to create high-quality shots for yourself, but you still have to finish. And there's no doubt all those guys can do both.
Yeah, every sentence needs a period. It's one thing to get the shot off, but you need to finish. You need to take care of business in there. Most of their chances are easy ones.
That one is off.
It took some time, and fans might have been unsure for a while, but clearly the Pelicans have a direction for this team now, and I think they're a franchise on the rise.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Gallinari's checked in. Evans passes to Gibson. Can't tie it up as that one misses.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's a physical game, and so far the numbers show that they've got the edge on the glass. And you could tell he was nervous in his first game. Didn't exactly wow anybody watching. And, of course, his team lost as well.
Well, he's got a lot to work on if he's going to stick in the league. And the fact the team struggled certainly will make it a little harder for him.
Ryan Anderson, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Cunningham comes in for Tyreke Evans. And then for Denver, Jarrell Arthur, who's checked in for Reed. Jamal Franklin comes in for Barton. And Jameer Nelson is subbed in for Ty Lawson. Kicks to Gibson. Cunningham dishes it to Gibson. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. From deep. And J.J. Hickson pulls it down. Looking at Denver, they got their last win against the Clippers.
And it was the role players in that game, Kevin, that really led the charge. You know, the guys who normally don't score a lot, they came in and really contributed.
A total team performance, Steve, the kind you need if you're going to win on the opponent's home floor.
And a quick review here looking at some numbers for Holiday. He's right around 13 points a night, 9 assists, and 4 rebounds. And he's really been pulling his weight. And we're finding his name in a lot of different columns in their box scores.
Yeah, and that's what they're looking for from him, Steve. He doesn't have to be the star, just somebody with solid contributions across a wide range of areas.
Nelson, no one around him. Out to Gallinari. Over to the wing. Nelson outside. Pass to Hickson. Hickson a screen. And Gallinari kicks to Nelson. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Nelson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Pelicans trail by 8. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence. I don't know what's going on with them so far, but already that's 3 turnovers.
Yeah, they're going to dig a pretty deep hole for themselves if they don't start taking care of the basketball.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Withey's checked in. 32 seconds left in the first quarter. Doubled by Gibson. Holiday against Nelson. Gallinari wide open. Up again. Hickson kicks to Franklin. Hickson a screen. And the call will go against Boomer. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Nuggets have missed 2 free throws in the game, going 5 for 7.
Yeah, they've just been an ordinary team in terms of free throw shooting this year, guys, about 75%.
And that's a little better than they did last year from the free throw line.
No good on the second free throw.
they're showing that they're the aggressors. I mean, doing a good job of drawing fouls and getting to the foul line, attacking the paint area.
Nelson left side. Cashes in for a double-digit lead. Nelson's got 5 now.
Their offense has really come together immediately, threatening to run away with this game.
It's hard to imagine they'll be able to stay as hot as they've been so far, but if they can, watch out.
Tune in this Friday night, January 30th. Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers go up against Anthony Davis and the New Orleans Pelicans. Be there.
And we welcome you back. Glad to have you. Jintz has checked in, and it's Boomer in for Gordon. And the Nuggets with some changes. So on the floor for Denver, Gallo and Fareed at the forwards. Austin out there with Jamal Franklin, and it's Hickson in at the 5 down low. And let's look now at which teams have been the hottest offensively for the past 10 games. The Pelicans 4th.
Yeah, what an impressive run for this club. Everybody seems to be scoring well at the same time. This club is really putting up big numbers.
Gallinari against Evans. And there's Gallinari on the assist by Hickson.
He got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
For New Orleans, their last game a loss to the Philadelphia 76ers.
Well, they probably should have abandoned the three-point shot in that game because their percentage was terrible. But they kept firing away from long range.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. I thought that was one of the things that doomed them. I mean, you can't stick with something if it's not working for you.
Monte Cunningham's checked in for Tyreke Evans.
Already he's looking at his 3rd foul. I think the coach will probably look to sit him down until the 3rd quarter.
Ty Lawson's somewhat undersized at the point guard position at 5'11", but he makes up for it with his strength, and he really competes defensively. He is not easy to push around.
Holiday, the pass to Gibson. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
Looking now at some numbers on Ty Lawson. His last 10 games, 9th in three-point field goal percentage. And as a distributor, he's been really effective, ranking in the top 10 in assists.
And, Steve, I really think he deserves an awful lot of credit for making it into the top 10 in three-point shooting. I mean, that's pretty high-quality marksmanship when you're a top 10 three-point shooter.
And for Watson, the issue defensively, not so much getting overpowered Clark. There's just certain shots he can't get to.
Yeah, well, he's not the biggest guard. I mean, he's actually one of the smaller guards we have in the league, but he's powerful, he's explosive, and he does on occasion get outsized, and he just has to do the best he can in those situations.
Darrell Arthur, he's checked in for Denver. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Omer Ashik on a new team, but he's made an impression with his former squads. Jeremy Lin called him, quote, an incredible defender and a game changer. Kevin McHale said he's a big-time player in the middle. And remember, Bulls coach Tom Thibodeau raved about his intelligence, relentless drive, and willingness to play for the team. Not bad, Kevin.
One of the premier defensive centers in the league, Doris. Thanks. .112 left now here in the second. Here's Gallinari. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And it's a 12-point Nugget lead.
Fantastic pass. He turned that one into a pretty easy basket for his teammate.
And Gibson wide open. He shoots. Whistle blows. That's going to be a travel. And how is the West shaping up, guys? Well, let's take a moment here to check it out now that the mid-season grind is well underway. Taking a look at New Orleans. Right now, they've compiled the 6th best record in the conference. And, of course, Denver just way behind.
When I look at New Orleans, they've become a team that you really have to watch out for. I mean, just look at where they are in the standings. Remember where they were last year at this time? A big difference.
Yeah, big difference, Clark. It was a tough season a year ago, and as a result, there weren't a lot of expectations coming into this season. So I like what this club has done. I mean, they've really competed. They've come together as a unit. They're well coached and well prepared every night.
Gordon's checked in for Boomer.
All right, New Orleans, your Pelicans next team.
And that concludes the first half. The Nuggets on.
Yes, guys, I'm here with Anthony Davis. And Anthony, based on how the game has been going so far,
Okay, let's get it together, guys. We're not that far out of it, and it's not going to take much to get this building going again. Listen up. We've come up dry from three-point range, and it's killing us.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that... Substitution here for New Orleans. With he's checked in for Ashik. Anderson comes in for Tyreek Evans. Boomer, he's checked in for Eric Gordon. And Tony Douglas is subbed in for Drew Holiday. Big group substitution here for Denver. J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for Kenneth Faried. Arthur comes in for Wilson Chandler. Molinari, he's checked in for Barton. And Nelson is subbed in for Ty Lawson. Gibson in at shooting guard. Ryan Anderson out there with Davis. Then there's Tony Douglas, and it's Withy in at the center. So that's the group out there for New Orleans.
Well, they're not going to get back into this game when they commit frustration fouls like that one.
How about exasperation fouls? I mean, that's what it looked like to me. It's an indication of the kind of game they've been having.
And he makes the first.
Jameer Nelson, a stocky 6-foot guard, now in his 11th season out of St. Joe's. College Player of the Year his senior season.
Both free throws good for Nelson.
Well, Denver in the post-Melo years has been a collection of good players, but you always have to wonder if they'll have a low ceiling because this team does not have a so-called superstar.
Cunningham kicks to Gibson, and the officials call a traveling violation.
Boneheaded play, guys, plain and simple.
Yep, brain fade is what I like to call it. There's no way they're getting out of the hole making mistakes like that.
The Nuggets have gone 8 of 11 from the field in the final period. Great shooting down the stretch.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, dominating performance for the Nuggets.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, it seemed toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And this evens up the season series. Good performance today. 2 more games, though, of course, coming in this season matchup.
This could be one of the better in-conference battles we see this season, Steve. These are 2 evenly matched squads.
Fantastic show put on. What an amazing game all around it was for Ty Lawson. He just looked like an orchestrator out there, keeping his teammates involved, running to the open spots. I mean, he would constantly find them more often than not.
At that point, Denver has done well without what most would call a superstar, but obviously that takes its toll come playoff time.
It really does. I mean, you need somebody that you can really rely on as your go-to guy, the one who gets it done for you in the clutch, and they haven't quite established that player, and yet they're still competitive.
They get the rebound. Arthur kicks to Nelson. Doubled by Gibson. Dishes to Franklin. Now here's Arthur, defended by Douglas. There's the feed to Nelson. 6 on the shot clock. Tries again. He lays it in.
And the crowd here, of course, not happy about the outcome. But you know what? We saw a team tonight that came in prepared to do battle on the road, and they clearly wanted the win.
You know, they were determined to steal this game, and they showed it, Steve. Played harder.